What's up, Devils? J-Dog back with L-Dog, back in the fucking season room to tag team some goddamn fucking questions. Fucking Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior style, goddamn it.
Which one am I? My Fat Hulk Hogan or
Fat Hogan.
nice? All right,
Non-fat Hogan.
let's go. You ready?
Yep. Ready as can be. Myzothea666. He comments all the time.
Okay. Since you are a death metal maniac, do you like any old South American death metal? Atomic Aggressor, Pentagram, Morchum, sorry. And the word you were looking for, the nickname is ironic. Mortem, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I pretty much like all those. The Saram I'm the least familiar with, but I remember even their stuff being pretty good. Mortem, I like Demon Tales. Demon Tales is definitely my favorite. And the Day Natra, whatever. And everything's pretty decent for those, but definitely Demon Tales is the one I know the best. Atomic Aggressor I like too. Their comeback stuff was good. It was solid, but their demos were the best. And
Don't be that guy.
well, I am that guy for them. Pentagram Chili, I'm assuming that's what you meant for them, is they were actually, it's funny, we were talking about comeback bands and shit like that. The two actually comebacks that I was really actually did like, because most comebacks suck dick, is Pentagram Chili. Oh, that album was fucking great. I was like thoroughly impressed. It sounded like Pentagram, like, and all they did before was the demos. And so I really liked the Pentagram Chili comeback album. And then the also comeback album, I liked the new Possessed album. I liked it. I gotta say, I thought it was gonna fucking be a stinker. I thought fucking Jeff Becerra was gonna come out fucking trying to sing like Corpse Grinder or something stupid. I thought there was gonna be blast beats, which that would have been fucking stupid because fucking Possessed never had those. But I thought it was a good fucking record. Actually, Dawn of the Dead just asked me recently down in the shop, he's like, "What did you think of the new Possessed comeback album?" So I gotta say, I was like, I liked it, man. I was like, I know some people didn't. I was like, my only complaint on it was I thought it was a little long. I would have kept it more around Seven Churches length, just for the reason it wasn't the songs were a little long. But all in all, I thought it was a good album. I thought Jeff's voice sounded good. I thought all the lyrics and shit were cool. Thought everything about it was good. But all other South Americas, I told you about that first Atomica. Check that out. Hell's got more of those in. First Atomica is all you need. All the rest of the albums, I thought it just kind of was more like a high school type thrash, in my opinion. But yeah, no, the South American scene, they had a shitload of fucking good bands. So yeah. And also, too, what video we read these comments off? I went back in line and I have her just stay up one video so we could get these out. Close it out. We're on the Starstruck Meeting Any Bands, that video. So we're going over the comments of that, and that was, how long ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago with 1K views, goddammit.
Nice.
72 comments. So
what is your favorite South American band?
I mean, as a whole, that's so fucking hard because you have Sarcophago INRI, you got Sepultura More Revisions, you have Christian, you have Abhorrence, you have Rebellion. These are all ones that I love. So just taking notes. These, I mean, it would be fucking hard just to pick because yeah, you had the '80s scene, then when it got in the fucking '90s, and then yeah, that's just Brazil. Then I'm like Colombia. I think fucking Witch Trap's great. I mean, and then yeah, Peru had their good bands, and Chile had their good bands. So it'd be hard to pick just one favorite. I mean, maybe as a whole of bands, it might be Christian because I pretty much like every Christian album. With the exception of what's the one album I told you guys I didn't like, the 2000. Fuck, I can't think of the name. Where kind of fucking Alex's Full Focus sound a little more thrashy. I think it's like the third from the last one. I think it was the one either before or after the Great Execution, which I did like that album. And their last album, Scourge the Enthroned, that's what it's called. I thought that was good, the last album they did. But they had one in there. But I own every single Christian album. And the ones like Assassination and stuff, they had parts I kind of didn't like. And they're like little parts in there. But as a whole, I liked all the liked the whole of the album. Southern Storm, I liked. The first three are the Kings, Black Forest Domain, Apocalyptic Revelations, and Conqueror's Armageddon. Those are definitely the best. But
so we just put those out again, repress. What is your favorite out of the three of them?
I always said for years Apocalyptic Revelations was the second album, and I probably stand by that. But as I was growing up in my 20s and stuff, it goes back for it might even be Conqueror's Armageddon, the third album. But Apocalyptic's probably still there, but it goes back. I really, really like Conquerors a lot. I really, really like that record a lot. Black Force is awesome, and the guitar solos and shit are awesome. I just kind of don't like how the drums sound on it. The triggers are a little bit too clickety. And actually, for as great as Max is as a drummer, I don't think his blats shine through. They almost sound like he's a little sluggish on it. I think it's more so the production. as opposed to Apocalyptic, they sound ferociously fast. Um, so just my main thing is I didn't like how the drums sounded on that record, but I love how the guitar solo sound and shit like that, and especially on that, they're just fucking wicked. So that's what I really liked about that one. So the rawness was cool, but I just the drums were my biggest. I just think the drums sounded much better, and the blast just sounded much more crisp and less clickety on the triggers on Apocalyptic and Conquerors. So
Concord is my favorite for sure.
that was when that's when they blew up because they toured
I
for
love
that.
the artwork on it too as well.
So they toured for the early 2000s, and then they got right after that, maybe 6 months after, they got invited on Cannibal Corpse World Tour US. I think it was World, but definitely USA, the entire thing. And I think they toured Europe, and that was when Cannibal Corpse on the Bloodthirst tour. That was one of my favorite shows this day. That was the first time I saw Cannibal Corpse. So Christian played, and The Crown was on Death Race King, which is my favorite Crown album.
Yeah.
It was those three bands, and it's funny because that was the first time I met Corpse Grinder, and we were just hanging out, talking like he was literally like we're buds hanging out. I think we hung out and talked to Corpse Grinder for at least an hour. Had everything signed, got my photo with him. That was the photo I showed you guys, and he's wearing the Diabolic shirt and those fucking dick high fucking shorts. And
is that when he told you to be careful when you guys were leaving?
No, that was in Detroit. Alex Webster said that. That was in Detroit. We're outside the bus, and we're hanging out with him again. At that point, Alex remembered us, and so did George. And we're hanging out outside the shores, and Alex like, "Hey guys, you guys might want to get going." He's like, "This town is like really bad." He's like, "We've had bad." He's like, "Yeah, people get robbed, held up at gunpoint." Like, oh shit. He's like, he's like, "It's Charlie again, guys."
Yeah, boy.
Snake's over there, fucking laying by the window. But no, yeah. So I remember, when we were hanging out with Corpse Grinder the first time, we actually ended the conversation because the Crown was going on. I was like, "Oh, hey man, George, I'd love to talk more, but I really want to watch the Crown." He's like, "Oh yeah, great." He's like, "They're fucking great." He's like, "So yeah, I definitely recommend watching them." And that was my first experience. But that tour was fucking great. But after that, Christian blew the fuck up because prior to that, they were pretty fucking underground. When you mentioned Christian, like nobody knew who they were. I remember they're playing the shows on their own before that tour, and people were just blown away. I remember everybody like, "Holy fuck, I'm sweating just watching them." They were just people were just blown away by the speed and the intensity. And then after that, it was all, so that really helped out their fucking career. So
you like that they're also brothers?
Yeah, that's why they always remembered us.
Yeah.
So next time Christian comes up, because you never met him. Last time I saw them, we were together, but I went up and said hi. I don't know where I think you were at the bar or something.
Yeah.
They always remember, but I look much different now than when they knew us kids. But I mean, especially Alex remembers us the most. Moises and Max, I'm pretty sure they remember us pretty well, but definitely Alex remembers us the most because it was me, Eric, and Chase.
We saw him on that summer tour.
Yeah. And actually, I don't think I went. Yeah. But so next time they play, I would definitely go up to them, say hi, and just remember, remind them that we're from the Hills, just from Hillside. Oh yeah, they're different, the brothers. Because even prior to the LPs, we did the Black Force Domain T-shirts officially,
right.
So they kind of knew when we were working with them. So they definitely know who we are. So.
All right, ready? Mm-hmm. This is from the Frappy Crew. Mm-hmm. Hey J-Dawg, do you like heinous killings?
I thought they were okay. It was that basically like post regurgitation, or is that Ben or is it Dan or is it both of them maybe from regurgitation that do heinous killings? I thought it was okay. Could be just one guy, I'm not sure, but I want to say, was it that or was it Sodom? I think it was Sodomized. There was a comeback disc, and it might have been Dan Murrow that gave me one, or maybe Brian did, or he had one from Brian that gave me. And I think it was Sodomized. And I remember thinking kind of the same thing about Sodomized, kind of heinous killing, Sodomized, and I'm like, I kind of put them in the same camp. I heard them much later than regurgitation. I'm like, I just prefer regurgitation. But the Sodomized disc I was handed, I have to go back and listen to it. I was like, this is pretty fucking good. But the heinous killings, I remember not doing much for me, but I never gave it much of a chance. But I'm pretty sure, isn't that like one or two guys from I think so. Maybe they're just cahoots. Maybe it's just Brian loves them, and he's always asking. Because it was always Brian. The first time I heard about Brian mention them to me, so you're gonna love them, bro. And I know I've listened to them, and I was kind of like, but I heard them much later. But I never gave them much an official chance. But definitely didn't think they sucked. They're the brutal crowd, so if you like fucking the real brutal shit, like Leviticity, Last Days of Humanity, Regurgitation, Mortician, and all that 2000s, Prophecy from Texas, Devourment, all that type of stuff. they're definitely up your alley for sure. I recommend if you like those type of bands and all the Severed Records bands, they're a band you should absolutely check out. They're, if that's your primary style that you like, they're definitely have their place in that. But I remember them just not doing much for me. But I couldn't hear. It'd be a new listen if I heard them. So
Dexter's definitely in it for
is
sure.
Brian Diaz coming?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe maybe he does it
Right?
now. I don't think he was an original member. Yeah,
Or he did something with them, or maybe put it out.
yeah.
No, he definitely played guitars in it. I remember.
See, now that he's doing Embalmer and he's does,
No,
he's been helping all these bands out. Honestly, I get kind of confused, get mixed up with Brian. Brian, I think Regurgitation.
Pathology too, right?
Pathology? I don't recall Brian.
No?
I don't have to recall. No.
Okay.
I don't think I think of.
Let's see. Next question. This is from Short Box Sean.
Don't recognize him either.
Hey Jay, what are some killer Beharit worship bands?
So I'm putting the category. I keep bringing them up. They're kind of more like Beharit, Conquer, Blasphemy. My favorite is Abysmal Lord that Hell's Headbangers put out. I wouldn't say that. You don't put it on and be like, oh, this sounds like Drawing Down the Moon, but it's in that fan base. So then, but they'd be my favorite because honestly, a lot of the Beharit type worship stuff I wasn't huge on. Beharit was like Oath of Black Blood and Drawing Down the Moon. I like them, but I wasn't huge on them. What I liked about it was the uniqueness, especially Oath of Black Blood. It was like, holy fuck, like nothing sounds like this. Especially when I first heard it, I was like, it just sounds like scary, evil shit. So I liked it for that, but it wasn't kind of like a fucking jam or fucking like tap your foot to sing along. But it was just cool for the uniqueness. So I never got into too many of the clone bands that were all about them. So and my favorite thing by Beharit was actually the pre-Beharit when they on their demo was called the Lord Diablo's demo. And the first thing I think that I mainly got that on there was there's a bootleg LP. It's the Beharit Lord Diablo's demo with Archgoat, and it's the Archgoat Jesus Spawn demo, which is my favorite thing by Archgoat as well. So that's what I always listen to the most.
You like at the Devil Studio?
I did. I liked it, yeah. And when we because we're the ones that originally put that out initially. Now, years ago, I think 2008, we put that out. I forget how we got that recording or whatever and got in contact, but we did officially. And I liked it. And it was just more like this is more of an honor to say we're going to work with fucking Beharit, an unreleased recording.
Right.
As at the time, because nobody heard it. I think we got it from the band, or maybe it was a friend. I don't remember the whole story. I think Chase was in contact, but it was kind of like, holy shit, we get to do this. Like,
and you put it out officially. Yeah, okay.
CD and LP, and then now NWN does the current pressing. But
we got the tapes and
Well, the very first pressing was by us. Yeah.
So. Nice. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. This is from Matt the Butcher. All right, DAWG, what is your favorite Morbius album? I really like Alien Christ.
I didn't actually hear them until that stuff got reissued, and I think the only one I listened to was Alien Christ. I remember not really doing much for me, but they're one of the earlier bands, 90s, and all that stuff getting reissued. I almost always check all that stuff that comes out, but I remember them being I honestly, I would have to listen to them again. I just remember listening, I'm like, it didn't do much for me, because was it in, who did the LP? Was that Dark Symphonies, or...
Yeah. No. It was,
The Crypt?
No.
Yes,
it's the Crypt. The Crypt.
Most of his stuff... His early, I love that guy when he first started his first releases. I remember his earliest releases. I think the first two were, if I'm not mistaken, it's really early on because we got tons of them in. And it's when I first heard him was I think he did them at the same time, was Epitaph. And it was everything by Epitaph, the album and the demos, and then Authorize, the Source of Dominion with the demos. And I have those LPs. I have those LPs to this day, and I love that shit. And then ever since then, the Crypt was on my list. It's like, the Crypt does is good. And then he started doing more and more obscure bands, and I'm kind of like, then it started getting hit and miss. I'm like, I don't really like this one. And I don't like this one. Oh, I do like this one. It was back and forth. As opposed to the very beginning, it was kind of like, Crypt does it, it's good. Now it's 50-50. But I think it's cool. I like how he's doing all the old bands reissue, because I think all that stuff, I like when that stuff comes out the most, rather than just some brand newbie band. So.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
G. Dinkins.
Oh, Dinkins. That's the one. He's the guy with the dog with the faith extractor patch.
Oh, I love that guy. I love you. That's amazing. I
He
love
sent me
animals. That's awesome.
it's like a little isn't
Yeah.
it Taco Bell doll shit? What are those things called?
Chihuahua.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's adorable. I see him on Instagram.
He's
I
got
think
faith
that's right.
extractor
Yeah.
patch, and I think he's got something else on there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. He
Yeah,
sent the photo, an email, but that's because JD. That's what he said. That's how I knew his name was Joe. And then he orders from us too. So
I like that as well. All
mhm.
right. So, would you rather listen to an hour of Pantera or 1 hour of various deathcore bands?
I'd have to go with the Pantera
Yeah,
because
I
honestly, the
agree.
deathcore I can't stand because then it gets lumped in with death metal. And also, when I go to the gym at times too, especially if it's early in the morning, they play some of that
They
deathcore crap,
do,
and
yeah.
it's just the yelling, rah, 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 the clean vocals part, and it's just the chugga lifts. I mean, at least with Pantera, Cowboys from Hell and the song "The Great Southern Trendkill," it's got its place.
It's not
Yeah,
terrible. Right.
it's just metal music that was commercial. That was I prefer. I always said I prefer people listen to Pantera over Slipknot, Korn. I was like, at least Pantera ain't rapping. I preferred. They were just. It was literally like the guy that Matt Reaper, and I heard it all the time. What's heavier than Pantera? And I remember people in high school too.
Gonna
Literally,
do
people
that for
say
you next.
they're like Pantera's the heaviest fucking band ever. I'm like, the fuck you talking about, brah? You ever heard Mortician? You ever fucking heard Onward of Golgotha? Like heaviest thing my ass. I was like, there was shit that was way earlier than this. I mean, fucking Autopsy, Sever Survival, heavier than that, you're out of your fucking gourd.
But they did get commercialized. They
Yeah,
were able to play some songs on the radio, and I think that just made again, it's like, oh, when you listen to something hard, and they're like, oh, you like Metallica, you like Iron Maiden, you like Pantera.
yeah, that's right.
It's like in the same group
Pantera to
because
me
they
is
got commercialized.
Pantera is way more respectable than that deathcore band.
No, I agree.
So yeah,
So there's your answer. All right. Let's see. This is Layla Lover 90.
I think since like the first video, or
Oh,
very
good.
good. I don't know if he commented on the very first one, but damn close to it. Because I was remember seeing him. So yeah.
So, do you ever go to any metal trade shows?
I mean,
Not recently.
the closest thing would be kind of like Emma's little flea market thing,
Or
right?
like Cinema Wasteland,
Yeah, I mean that's the
but
closest type
that's
stuff.
more horror. Um,
But metal trait, I mean, just kind of Emma's thing
yeah.
would be the closest. I mean, we do, but
Unfortunately, where we're at, there's not a lot of that.
yeah,
You know, I think if we lived in like LA, even New York,
Chicago,
Chicago, we would get a little bit more of that, but we don't get a whole lot of that stuff here, which I would love to. Even like Fest, we did get the Summer Fest, which Cannibal Corpse and Christian played.
yeah. It used to be back when
But then
back in the very
Waxer, is that what
late
you're gonna say?
late '90s or 2000s when they actually did the Death Fest. That was the best. Now all the fests we get here in Ohio, I'm like, this just fucking sucks.
We get Ozfest.
Well, yeah, you'd have to pay me a substantial amount of money to go to that.
Aw. All right, let's see. Um, it's kind of funny.
One more question because we're at the 18-minute mark.
Let's do two more. So that's Niche Tag Productions.
Yes, sir. I don't recognize him.
When's the last time you had to kick somebody's ass?
Yeah, my adult life, I've never been in a fight. I believe it or not. Just in middle school. I didn't even get any fights in high school, but just middle school, kind of getting like I don't want to say picked on, but kind of, and just defending myself type of thing. But nothing. I was never a fighter. I don't like. You'd have to do something pretty elaborate for me to get in a fist fight with you. Like, you'd have to be pretty fucking extreme.
Right.
So yeah, no, I don't get in fights. I mean, I don't go to a bar and get drunk and fucking get fights or any of that dumb shit.
You actually have to go to bars for that.
We go to shows and stuff. And that's a bar scenario.
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
And
But we don't hang out at bars.
drinking
really.
though, and I've never gotten
Yeah,
drunk and
true.
stupid and got in a fight.
Yeah.
I've never done that. To me, that's for fucking idiots. So.
That can be done.
One more question.
No, we're good.
L-Dog's cutting it off at 19 minutes, bravo. I was dicked you 60 seconds.
Sorry, guys.
All right, guess that's it for this one. She cut it fucking short. So you know what to do. Comments, questions, concerns for me or L-Dog, put them in there, goddammit, because she'll at least be on, pretty regular videos. Maybe not the dailies, but you know what I mean? So whatever fucking questions you got for either one of us, put them in there, goddammit, and get them answered bright and early. Later.